So, another frustrating day today. Down $600 in the day. Um, just under. Um, Started off with IBIO. My swing just got eaten up, and I cut it. Got bottom ticked through here. This candle, this candle right here entirely was me. Really frustrating. Really frustrating. Um, considering I got bottom ticked on that candle, and then the rest of the day I proceeded to just grind higher. I did get back involved. I have a really crappy average. I am holding size into tomorrow, but it looks as though we're commencing this breakthrough. Ideally, I would love to see a gap up and open above 106, this daily level right here, or even the 50 SMA would be fantastic. And then a push through this 115 level, and then 127, and then off to the races to 150. I'm interested to see if news gets released tomorrow. There was nothing that came out today. But there was news back in May stating some pretty solid results in terms of their GOP1. So we'll see. Something's definitely going on here. It might just be technical with the convergence, the inevitable convergence of the SMAs here, and the convergence on the 4 hour of the 9, the 20 through the 200, and it looks like the 50 is about to as well, potentially tomorrow. So we'll see. Outside of that, it was just all losses. I had two winning trades. Both of them were less than $15. One was for $14.48, the other is for $11.20. So three larger losses, one for 110, one for 240. This one's actually 200 because the bid did drop down to 102, or the ash dropped down to 102. So I am up or down 190 on this instead of 250. And then also Pally 182. I was down 183, which was a really stupid trade on my part, unnecessary. I just get in my head. I think what I need to start doing is, if I have a larger loss, say $100 or more, I need to get up and walk away. Just take a walk for 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, and if I miss an opportunity, so be it. It's better than just forcing these nonsense trades that end up eating away at my P&L, because I took an unnecessary loss that I really can't afford. So yeah, just really frustrating. Really frustrating day. So looking to get that back tomorrow, and then some. I need this 4-figure day desperately. One, for P&L purposes, but two, just mentally, I need it to prove to myself that I can do it. And then thereafter, I feel like it's like a skateboarding trick. Once you do it once, you know that you can do it, and it continues to just happen thereafter. So that's where I'm at right now. I feel like mentally I forgot how to trade. I feel like I haven't had a solid trade in a while. Hoover was a trade that I had yesterday that was really rock solid, but then today it just tore me up down 110 on that, or 111. But yeah, I don't have a feel for anything. I feel like I'm just forcing trades. I'm timid. I'm scared. Scared to lose. And every trade that I do take feels forced. And I need to just sit back, relax, and get back to the basics. Because what I'm doing right now is clearly not working. So I really do need to take a breather and just reset and get back after it. So we'll go through today. CDTG was the first on the list. This was one that had a really nice daily and 4 hour that looked like it wanted continuation, which it ultimately got, but I got in first thing in the morning on that gap up, and I took small size, all while knowing I wanted to give it room, but once it broke down below low of day, I cut it. It then consolidated sideways there and then broke higher, which ended up being a really nice push, 20 cents that I could have extracted. So really frustrating there. Was that? Oh my God, my fucking mouse. 32,000, 26,000. Yeah. So there were some big buyers in here. So I could have kind of scaled in through here up to a nice 10,000 share position, and then rode this up to 92 or so. 94, scaled out through here, and got a really nice trade there. But unfortunately, I took this off my radar like an idiot, as I typically do, and I need to stop focusing so much on the 30-minute and the 5-minute, because the 30-minute looked as though it was going to break down here, but the 4 hour was just super clear that it was going to go, and I could have gotten a really nice bounce entry off of the 9 there, but I really do need to focus on making sure that I'm maintaining a specific list, and what I feel as though is a solid setup, maintaining the chart throughout the day, even after I feel as though it might have broken down, because typically it's just the shakeout that I fall victim to, and I could have gotten a really nice trade out of this thing. So really, really frustrating on that, but I just need to do better. I need to do better. So constantly learning, trying to evolve and grow, and just be a better trader every day. So hopefully tomorrow I can bring it back and get my bearings straight again, and just get back into the consistency that I had through May and into June, outside of the past few days and the first or second day of the month. So Hoover, this looked like it wanted continuation. The 4 hour was just beautiful as it kind of just grinded along the 9 SMA here, and it still looks like it may. It looks like we may just get a green to a doji, or a spinning top, bear spinning top, green to a bear spinning top, and then potentially another green tomorrow. So we'll see. It is on lesser volume, and it does have room to this new 52-week high. So I am definitely keeping this on my radar tomorrow. 30-minute had a nice pop through to 150. I did not catch it. I took it at the open, thinking we were going to get another push like we did yesterday at the open, where we got kind of this quick push, pullback, slight back down to the low of day, which was the opening range candle in the 1 minute, and then that straight push thereafter. Thought we would get that, but we did not, unfortunately. I pushed size as this broke through that 142 level, which was yesterday's high of day, and the after hours and pre-market high, and unfortunately I just got shaken out. So it flushed pretty hard and aggressive, and I cut it for a $111 loss. I took it off my radar after it broke down here, and again, it's just really, really stupid that I take these tickers off of my radar, because it was just, I mean, it pulled back and then pushed straight up from 130, 128, all the way to 150. And, even if I didn't get involved down here, which I most likely would not have, I could have gotten involved in here at this VWAP break and this nice little, push, contraction under VWAP, allow the 9 to catch up, and then the push. So from 137 to 150, take 2,000, 2,500 shares. That's a nice little ride. So unfortunately, I did miss that. So that was really frustrating. IBIO. This is a massive swing that I took yesterday, and I ended up cutting it as it broke down there. In pre-market, it just felt weak. I know the 4-hour looked really strong, but the 30-minute had this look that it was going to break down below with the convergence of the 9 through the 20. So I ended up just cutting it as the bid dropped out down to 92. I got filled at like 94 for, I think like 10,000 shares, and then the remaining 2,500 got filled at 92, which just fucking sucked. And then as this started to grind sideways, I recognized that as this broke above 98 or 97 here, and the ask ripped up to 98, I thought, okay, maybe this is going to go. Let me just start taking some really small size. Took 1,000 shares. The bid just wouldn't pick up here at 95.52, so I added another small size, and then as this started to push through 99, that's when I started to slap size. Picked up 5,000 shares, then added some more, cut some at 99.4 for a small win on some of these shares, and then it grinded higher, and I started to cut some more, and then as it kind of just caught volume through into after hours through this 106 level, thought to myself, all right, on pullbacks, I'm going to try and add here as the 5-minute continues to kind of hold the 9 SMA. Unfortunately, it broke down quite a bit. I'm going to try and add back down at 96 if I can for a large position. This thing just looks really, really strong, and I am extremely bullish on this. I'm not going to let this one get away from me. It looks rock solid. The only thing that I am skeptical about is this 4-hour, or the 5-minute, excuse me. Now, it finally broke above that 102 level, which was the point of control, the multi-day structure point of control. But it caught volume through it to try and flip it. 5-minute is starting to converge here bearishly, but hopefully in pre-market we get a flip and we go back up. That is starting from this 422 day here on the sell-off to all-time lows, and that is this point of control. Now we kind of have an inverse head and shoulders here, left shoulder here, head, and then the right shoulder. We'll see. I mean, again, I'm extremely bullish on this, especially if this gaps up and opens above 106. That would be fantastic. And then just starts running thereafter. I wish that I had kept this on my radar a little bit more and started to add in here through this consolidation, this chop in here a little bit better, but unfortunately I didn't have it on my radar until later on, and I was just too scared to start buying in here as it was extremely spready. I mean, the ask was at 99, the bid was at 95.5, so it was very, very spready. I did not feel comfortable taking a 10,000 share position at 99 and then having this break down to 95.5 or even lower, and I'm out $400, $500, $600 in a second. So that was annoying. INNN, I am swinging this as well. This just has this really nice ascending triangle structure. The 30-minute looked like it was holding through this 75 level, held 75 all day, and then chopped around today. The 4-hour looks rock solid. We got this big soak right off that trend line, support trend line, and then holding of the 9 SMA here. I'm thinking we break through that 80 level tomorrow. But obviously we need to catch some momentum first, so it needs some vol. But it definitely has room to 97.5, that 200 SMA, and I'm here for that. So I got in here as the bid started to drop, or the ask started to drop. I tried to get in as low as I could. The first starter position I just took at 79. And then as the ask started to drop down below VWAP, I started to add some more. It's holding the 200 on the 5 minute. Really nice just pullback and consolidation through. We got big sellers in here that just got absorbed. The only thing that's throwing me off is this 30 minute. I thought we were going to get the bounce off of the 50 here, but it looks now like someone is trying to break this down. So we'll see. I would be really, really annoyed if it did break down. And I would not be surprised if it did, because that has been my luck lately. But yeah, we'll see. It had that strong volume spike day on day one, after an all-time low touch, and since then it hasn't turned back. Well, at least the 52-week low, but I believe it's the all-time low. Either way, just a nice stair step straight up, and I'm looking to see this break through that 80 level tomorrow, and then retest that 97.5 level. KLTO. This is not my typical trade, but everyone was trading this today, and I just got FOMO, which was really, really stupid. It did have a decent setup on the intraday for a scalp that I unfortunately just flubbed massively. But the 4 hour just threw me off with this 9 lagging below the 20. And I didn't feel comfortable getting involved because of that. But I ended up getting in here twice. So I got in here off the VWAP bounce, but it still had not reclaimed the 9 SMA, which was where I really screwed up. I should have gotten involved in here in this pullback consolidation right there through VWAP. Could have, risked the low right here of 191. Why is my mouse so shitty? 191. This broke down to 192, and then retested through that $2 level. Could have gotten a nice 20-cent scalp there or so, or 10-cent scalp, I guess, 15, whatever. I got re-involved here on this little breakout. Unfortunately, it was a fake out, and I cut it for a loss. Ended up taking 30 on that one, which was really frustrating. I took it. After that, I got up and walked away. I went and ran some errands because I was just so frustrated with my performance up to that point, that I just took this off my radar, and it ended up going obviously higher thereafter. After it kind of pulled back, retested the 200 and VWAP, soaked, and then pushed. So Pally. This was a ticker that I thought was going to mirror PLRZ. So PLRZ I did not take, unfortunately. And this just had this really nice push in pre-market, then pull back, and then this unbelievable textbook of an ascending triangle. Just push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, and then straight up. Now, I watched this go through 105. I was going to slap $1 here, and before I knew it was at 104, and then I thought, all right, I'll wait until it breaks high of day. And then it broke through high of day in pre-market, and there was no turning back, so I didn't end up taking it, unfortunately. But unbelievable setup. Could not have gotten cleaner. Could not have gotten cleaner. So I thought to myself, okay, Pally has a similar setup in the sense that it had this push, pullback, and then this push back up with this ascending triangle here. I unfortunately did not wait for the break of 75. I got in early, and then I just continued to add through the pullbacks, which was just unbelievably stupid, and then cut it for a $200 loss. So that was extremely stupid on my part. Extremely, extremely stupid on my part. Just unbelievably amateurish. And I gave this thing $200. Um, yeah, I mean, a starter, okay. A starter right there, okay. But add at the break of 75 with volume. Has range to 83 plus. I mean, it's just stupid. Just so fucking stupid. Fat. This one pissed me off as well because I was up $150 on this. After being down 100, I brought it back to up 150 or so, and I didn't sell at the $10 break or at the $10 test initial. I sold 100 shares thinking that we were going to get higher, and it ended up not going higher. So the daily was just really nice. We got this push, pullback, consolidation along the 200, excuse me. Opened at the 200, pulled back slightly to yesterday's body. The close was 904. The low of today was 909, so it didn't even retest the body, and then it just pushed straight up. I took an initial position in here, bought, and then sold on bottom tick, almost 2 cents off. 2 cents off the bottom tick. It pushed up higher, almost to 10 tap. Could have taken a nice $100 trade there, but instead I got spooked as it was starting to retest my initial entry. And again, this is my mental weakness where, I'm down red on the day and I take quality setups, and instead of letting them work and cook, I get out before there's any confirmation of weakness. This retested an ISMA perfectly, and I could have made a quick $100 on a 50-cent scalp, but instead I got out for a $2 gain, a $4 gain, whatever it was, pulled back. I started to add in here, and then as it kind of broke down below my entry over here, I sold. Then I added again as it curled back through, then sold again, then added as it popped back up, added more, sold 100 shares there, and then it broke down here and I cut the rest. Just awful, awful, awful trading. Awful trading. It doesn't get any uglier than that. Truly. It truly does not get any uglier than that. It retested perfectly the pre-market high right here through here, retested it, and then just continued to maintain trend. So there was no rationale for me to have if I'm going to buy in here, there's no rationale for me to sell unless it breaks below that 950 mark. No rationale. Just weak-minded. Weak-minded. Unacceptable. So that was a $71 loser. PRZO, this was another one that just has a really rock-solid setup on the daily. 30-minute looks solid. 4 hour, I was a little skeptical with this convergence here, but it looks like by pre-market tomorrow we should have the reconvergence through bullishly. But I was watching this chop in here, beautiful, beautiful structure here. So I ended up taking my first position after a buyer stepped up here. I caught the tail end of it, sold for a small win. Got lucky on the fill. Then it pulled back. I added back here for this VWAP reclaim and the hold to the 200 on the 1 minute. Got a great fill again. Broke down lower, I took it off my radar, and then it proceeded to push to high of day, which was close to pre-market high. This is more of a swing play, and unfortunately, I am not involved in it. Zio was the last trade of the day. This one, really nice structure on the daily, possible cup and handle, so we might get a pullback into a handle over here. But again, I was just revenge trading. 90,000 shares exchanged today, which is insanely thin. No reason for me to be trading this. I bought 100 shares basically at high of day right here. Broke to 340, then the bid ripped out of it, and I cut it for a $3 loss. So, no reason for me to trade this at all. So again, $600 on the day red, which awful, absolutely embarrassing and unacceptable. We'll see what IBO can do. IBIO can do tomorrow. I would love to see a gap up. I doubt it does. Again, it's been my luck, which is so weak-minded and victim, and just playing the victim. Woe is me. And this was the entry down here. This consolidation. Sucks that it shook me out. Really sucks that it shook me out. But so it goes. Well, that was today.